welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing today a color and chat and a bit of a I just need to color for therapeutic reasons. So I'm going to do this page in Country Charm by Teresa Goodrich, and I've picked it because it's quite easy for me to get started, and it's not overly overwhelming, and hopefully I can get myself into a good headspace, and I will explain all of that as I color in. I'm not going to go and let you know exactly the colors I'm going to be using, because I just really want to switch my brain off and relax. So I'm using Prismacolors, and I'm starting with the powder blue, and I'm going to start doing the sky. So we are, as I mentioned in some of my community posts, I won't be doing what I colored for the month of June completed pages or anything like that, because I've hardly colored in this month, and I've chosen to instead spend my time with family, and we've also been away on a family holiday, which really did go really well up to a certain point. And we've just actually got back, and I think I just need to sort of just breathe and just be a bit on my own and get some headspace and all of that. So I planned a road trip through the UK up into Scotland, just into the Scottish borders by Edinburgh, and we've got family staying with us, which has been really lovely and really special. And I've really enjoyed just spending that time with family. And yesterday we were on our way to our final stop. I'd broken up the trip into 3 different stops, 3 nights, 6 nights, and then another 3 nights. And we were on our way to the last 3 night stay, and we ended up in an accident. We have a folding caravan, or actually I should say we had a folding caravan, and we were driving along the motorway, and our caravan decided, for whatever reason, while we were trying to overtake a truck or a lorry, that it was going to fishtail. And my husband did a really great job in controlling it as best as he could, but we ended up having to veer off to the section of the motorway which has those steel barriers, and use the barrier to bring the car and the caravan to a halt. And in the process we had the accident, and thank God none of us were hurt, but our car is written off now. Insurance wrote it off just verbally, and our caravan, or folding caravan, is also a write-off. So we've been shaken up. My kids have been a bit shaken up. I mean, they're still quite young, and I was dealing with that yesterday. We had to stay at an inn at one of the services, and on top of it, the UK is currently having railroad strikes, so that just meant we had to book train tickets in advance. We couldn't hire a van and go get our stuff out of the car and the caravan, and then drive all the way home and return the car, because we would need a one-way van, and most of the companies, actually none of the companies we could get hold of, were doing that. So my husband and I are going to go on Monday, and we're going to go back to where the police have put the caravan and the car in one of those scrap places or holding places. I don't really know what they're called. And we're going to go and get as much of our stuff and bring it home that we can fit in our car. Thank goodness we've got 2 cars. So we were on the train most of today, and we had I think it's close to a 4-hour train ride to get home. And fortunately we were able to book a ride home and book the train and all of that, and we made sure we left relatively early so that we could you know, get home at a reasonable hour and just sit and relax. So yeah, some of my coloring stuff that I took with me on holiday is stuck in the caravan. I'm praying my pencils haven't been broken. I think it was relatively untouched. And then I'm hoping to take photos as well of the car and the caravan. So yeah, so we're back early, and I mean, this is on the back of 2 hospital visits with my youngest child because of asthma and allergies. So it's just been a lot going on the past 6 weeks, I would say. And I've said to my husband, you know, we don't need to rush into buying a car because summer holidays are coming up soon, and a lot of the things the boys and I do will kind of quieten down. But fortunately there is things like buses and trains that we can take where possible. So we'll make a plan. I just don't want to rush buying a new car and then, you know, make a hasty decision, or when we need to really think, what do we want in a family car again? What are our options? How much do we want to spend? And all of that stuff. We need to get through all the insurance things, and you know, so there's a lot that we processing and having to just, you know, do. And I really don't want to make hasty, rash decisions. And I'm really grateful that the car didn't flip, because at one stage I was really scared that the car was going to flip. And yeah, we've never been in that type of accident before. If we've ever had accidents, it's been just like, you know, fender benders where you bump into the car in front of you or reverse into a pole or something like that. And the other amazing part is that no other vehicles were impacted, so we were able to completely isolate the whole thing. And you know, it really was just our vehicle and the cops, and it was an ambulance who what do you call, the paramedic on his way to work, so it wasn't even on duty, and he pulled over and stopped to have a look. And we had the truck that we were trying to overtake. When they saw the caravan fishtailing, they pulled back and went to the side of the road and got out stuff to start stopping cars, and they contacted the police for us. And you know, so we had a lot of really helpful people. But I mean, naturally it's been hectic, so I'm hopping on here really just to process out loud and just color in a little bit. Yeah, I mean, what else can you do? So it's a lot that's going to happen the next few days, I think, you know, finding out stuff. And we even had to ask, because we rent the house we live in, we had to contact the agents and ask them to let us into our own house, because our house keys are on the car keys, and we forgot about that. So all of that was still with the car. So, you know, just really getting that stuff out and sorted. And we've just been so blessed to have had so many people be so kind and helpful, and I'm really, really grateful. So, and then obviously it gets one thinking, you know, what ifs and all of that sort of thing, and then you trying not to think too much into that, but just be grateful that everybody's okay and everyone's alive. Nobody got hurt. I mean, I'm just so grateful no one got hurt. I think my husband's quite shaken up about it, bless him. Such an incredible man, and he did the best he could, given the circumstances. He really, really did. And I think of all the adults to have been in that situation and having to deal with a caravan fishtailing, he was the best person to deal with it. And our youngest was really shook up. He just burst out crying on impact, and one of the passenger windows shattered, and so, you know, and amazingly, like, no airbags went off, so there was no whiplash or I want to say concoction, but that's the wrong one, concussion. So there was no concussions or anything like that. So yeah, it's been a crazy 36 hours, I suppose, and sitting on the side of the road, you know, watching cars go by, waiting for the police, talking to them, learning some things. They gave us a few tips. I mean, like, what kind of, that there even is a braking system that you can get for caravans, that if it feels the caravan fishtailing, it will go and just completely apply brakes to help you. I mean, it's really pretty cool when you think of all the technology we have these days, that, you know, with a little bit of plan and know-how, you can actually reduce a lot of accidents, and I think it's pretty impressive. So I'm not really talking very upbeat, because I know some of the family are sleeping downstairs, sleeping upstairs. I don't want to disturb them. So I'm hoping in July I'll be able to kind of get my brain to actually land on something and not be so scattered. It's been quite frustrating to try and color in, and every time I sit down, I just cannot complete anything. And that was one of my goals this year, was to try and complete more pages, or reduce the amount of whips that I have. And, you know, I haven't been able to do that, and it's just the craziness that the world is in as well. You know, the price of food, the price of fuel is all just going up, and everything's just really crazy. And you've got all these things going on, and yeah, it's just, I think for me, if I'm really, really honest, it's been a draining past 6 weeks. Hospital, then all of this, and I don't, you know, I've taken it all in stride, and I think in some ways it's just added all up. and going about all of this and not trying to let it get the best of me, not partnering with like negative thoughts, and just trying to kind of hold it together and say to myself that, you know, I've done the best I can. Didn't know that my kid had asthma or any allergies, but now we do, and it's okay. It's not the end of the world. We just deal with it, you know, those sort of things, and just keeping that negative self-talk to a minimum, because it's not going to help anything or anyone. So yeah. And I'm actually not the kind of person who likes to cry in front of people. I tend to kind of like stuff it down or hide it, because I don't know, I just don't want to, you know, and it's like, it's not a sign of weakness. So yeah, so that's what's the craziness of my month, craziness of what we've been through, how our holiday ended. Absolutely loved Edinburgh. I mean, it was so beautiful, and just seeing how historic of a city it really is was absolutely exquisite. So I mean, we really loved that, and we went to Edinburgh Castle, and that was really, really lovely. And in Edinburgh City, there's this beautiful, I don't know if it's a steeple, I don't remember what they called it. Yeah, we did go on one of those rooftop buses, and just had a tour of the city so we could see more. And yeah, this beautiful building, and it's just, I'll put up a photo for you to see. I love the colors. I mean, it's like almost gothic, the colors. And I think out of all the buildings I saw, that was probably my favorite, because it was just so deep and rich and black, yet not black, and dark, and there was gold. And I mean, the gold work on Edinburgh Castle was phenomenal. It wasn't like this pale gold, it was more this rich, bright gold. And I also have enjoyed, you know, the history of I enjoy history, so it was great to go and see the crown jewels. Couldn't take photos of them, it's prohibited, but it was lovely to just go and see, and yeah, kind of like being amazed at some of the splendor that these kings and queens lived in back in the day, you know. And yet how different it is for us nowadays. Everything is mass manufactured and quick, and I just sometimes think, oh, where have we lost our craft in the arts, you know, or does it still remain? And I think for the most part we do still have a lot of craftsmanship in the world today, but it's also changed form because it's become so much more computerized. And you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, it's just different. But you know, I'm a bit of an old soul, so I really do love the older stuff, you know, Middle Ages, Renaissance, Reformation. That's just so beautiful. So I'm just doing these clouds in different shades of cool grey. You can go 20% to 70%, and then I might take a darker one, but I'm also going to bring in a bit of cream, and just brighten this up so it looks a bit lively. But I think I'm going to do muted colors on this page. We'll see. My mood is not a very vibrant mood. I'm sure you can hear. It's more muted and toned down. I was impressed though with the York trains, because we came down via York, and just they were really clean and slick, and yeah, I was really impressed. But you know, bearing in mind I'm South African, and in South Africa the public transport is nowhere near what it is in the UK, or in other first world countries. So you know, it's really a beautiful experience to experience public transport the way it is in the UK. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate that I could just hop on here, give you an update, and just kind of vent a little bit. It means a lot to be able to just have a safe space to kind of just be. And it also really helps to just process everything as well. So a big thank you to all of you for your support. To those of you who are new to the channel, thank you for your support. It really does mean a lot to me. And I don't take it lightly. I mean, just to have so many people, you know, enjoy coloring with me and sharing this journey it really is a blessing to my heart, and I really do value and appreciate every single one of you. And I also really just love reading your comments as well. It's great to hear where you're from, how you know that you started back in your coloring journey, or that you've started a coloring journey. And it's such a privilege to journey on this art and creative place with you. And I'm excited to hear and see all the beautiful colorings that you will end up making and creating, and how you grow and develop yourself. So I'm just going to put in some deco yellow. So with all the stuff that is now stuck in the caravan is my swatch book, you know, the one by Ruby Charms Colors. And so I'm having to kind of like just do some of these colors, you know, bit of guesswork really. So I don't want a lot of yellow, but I do want some. It's just to brighten it up. So this is a similar process you can apply to clouds. It's the same concept really. So you know, don't worry about smoke and all of that and think, oh, it's different to clouds. It's not. It's really the same process. And then what I'll do is I'll take a white pen later, and I will just go and really remove all the black lines. And so you do want to make sure that you're creating very deep shadows, because when you add the white pen, like the white Universal Sakura, for instance, the white Signo pen, if your shadows aren't deep enough, it's going to you're going to lose some of that 3D effect. So you really do need to build up your layers so that you can really get that impact of the three-dimensional impact of these billows of smoke or these clouds. And I'm not an expert at clouds, I really am not, but this is how we practice and how we grow and how we learn. So and you see it just gives it a little bit more. Now you could make this quite black and dark, so we could add some warm grays to this as well, because you know it's coming out of a steam train, so it's not going to be clean smoke, it's going to be dirty smoke. So we could even build this up quite a bit, like this shadow could come up to about here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera now onto a bit of a time lapse, and you can see how I carry on coloring these smoke and some of the other bits. Thank you again for listening. Thank you for being there. Thank you for your support. I hope to release a few more videos in July. I am planning on doing live sessions in July, so I will update you about that, not this coming week but closer to the weekend, and so we've got that to look forward to. And I will put out a few more polls on the community post so I get a feel of what you'd like to color in our first live. And I'm really excited for them, because I think it will give us more of an opportunity to chat and to learn and to grow together. So be sure to like, subscribe, comment below, and I'm going to speed this up, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.